Okay, we'll just start with the 11th chapter today itself. So this 11th chapter is named as the universal form. And if you see the context of this 11th chapter, Krishna said that I pervade the entire existence, right? And, you know, uh, Arjuna might just ask, okay, how, do you pervade, uh, how you pervade? And Arjuna will ask. So Arjuna will request Krishna to show his universal form. And, then there will be, Lord Krishna is describing his universal form. Sanjay will be describing Arjuna's vision of the universal form. Imagine what a this, that Sanjay is able to enter also into Arjuna's mind and see the vision of the universal form. And Arjuna's experience of seeing this universal form, what is his experience? Sometimes, we see something and we come, okay? We see some scenery, or we go to a particular place, and then you come and, just tell somebody, what I saw over there is so nice. It's greenery, lush greenery, and, there is a river flowing near that particular temple, and, it's so nice over there. So, what is his experience of the universal form when he is seeing Krishna, in the universal form? That he's going to explain. And then Krishna's reply to that, like, because Arjuna will ask, hey Krishna, who are you? What is your mission? And then Krishna will reply that what is his mission. And then Arjuna will pray. And these are prayers by Arjuna also, like, and these are some prayers which are really useful to us also. Like sometimes when even I have to, apologize, or I have to request to devotees, I'll start using something from this prayer. Or even if I have to actually, request something to the Supreme Lord, I have to apologize, and I'll use these prayers. And then, uh, you know, uh, then he will say that how is pure bhakti a prerequisite to see the form of Krishna? So, who is the fit candidate, or who is eligible, or adhikar? अधिकार मीन्स क्वालिफिकेशन. क्या अधिकार है आपको, आपकी क्या क्वालिफिकेशन है कि आप भगवान को देख पाओगे, ठीक है ना? सो from, because in this chapter Arjuna will express his desire to see the big universal form of the Supreme Lord. And in response, Krishna will reciprocate with Arjuna, showing his universal form. Okay. So actually, this chapter will start with the revelation of Krishna in matter, not in a way of his, opulence or vibhuti, but in a form of his Virat Roop. When you say universal form is Virat Roop. So both are manifestations of Krishna in matter. So the chapter will slowly culminate in pure devotion, by which we can see all the forms of Krishna. Let's dive into the first, shloka, where he says that, Arjuna says that, Mat anugrahaya paramam guhyam adhyatma sangitam yat tyakto yat, sorry, yatvayokta vachestena moha ayam vigato mamaha. So he's saying that by my hearing the instructions, you have kindly given me about these most confidential spiritual subjects. My illusion has now been dispelled. So in the 10th chapter, Arjuna is saying the mera moha, जो है नष्ट हो गया है. So when Krishna in the second chapter is saying that how have these impurities come upon you? How has this illusion come upon you? And now in the 10th chapter, Arjuna is saying ki nashta moha, mera moha jo hai wo nasht ho gaya. So saying mad anugrahaya paramam. How has this illusion been dispelled? This illusion has been dispelled by your great mercy on me. And what have you done? Guyam adhyatma. Guyam adhyatma samgitam. All this gyan jo hai, ye jo confidential, the spiritual knowledge that you have spoken to me, which is very guyam, or which is very secret, right? Which is not very easy to understand. And then he's saying that um, yat tvaya uktam vachasah tena. Tvaya uktam means that you have spoken these words, ये वचन आपने कहे हैं. अच्छा, आपने ये वचन कहे हैं, तो इससे क्या होता है? What happens when you spoken these words? Then moho ayam vigato mamaha. My moha, my illusion has gone away. Vigata means chala gaya hai. It has been removed, right? And it is very interesting over here that Arjuna is saying that now I have no moha. And this is what Arjuna will say in the end also of the 18th chapter. Last shloka also he will say, that nashta moha smrital labda, And of course, in this 10th chapter, when we saw the Chatushloki also, there also he's saying that, I'm accepting, your glorious position, when he's saying that after the Chatushloki, sorry, Param Brahma, Param Dham. So Arjuna is showing that he has uh, established this true understanding of Krishna, and whatever questions are there, they are for the Loka Sangraha. Loka Sangraha means for the sake of the, or for the benefit of the others who might have some doubts. So he's thinking that how to benefit others. And that is why he's asking, these questions. Mad Anugraha Paramam. So out of your great mercy, you have spoken all these words, and I'm very grateful to you. And by what you have spoken, my moha has gone. So let's go to the next shloka. They're very nice shlokas these are. You just relish these shlokas in the Bhagavad Gita. And especially when you go with Sanskrit text, word to word meaning, you will be able to understand more nicely. Sometimes, some people, they just read the translations and the purport because of, not endeavoring to understand the Sanskrit shlokas or the Sanskrit words. But Prabhupada has made it very simple. Word to word meaning very nicely is given over here. So the next he's saying that भवाप्यह यो हि भूतानां श्रुतो विस्तरशो मया तत्व कमल पत्राक्ष महात्म्यप्यमपि चाव्ययम्. He's saying that, O lotus-eyed one, I have heard from you in detail about the appearance and disappearance of every living entity, and have realized your inexhaustible glories. So he's saying that, see, here he's a glorification of the Supreme Lord. He's like glorifying, that, okay, the nature of your glory is that it is inexhaustible or imperishable, avyayam. It cannot, and he's saying that Kamala Patraksha, it's a very sweet way of addressing Krishna, and these type of, addresses will come only when you're praying about the beauty of the Supreme Lord. Like uh, uh, Arjuna has given many different names, Madhusudana and all these Arisudana and everything, many names before also. But if you see soon after this, Virat Roop comes, his eyes are blazing, and it will be very difficult to look at the eyes. So it is the same Lord who is so attractive in one manifestation, and in the other manifestation is intolerably fearsome. And so the whole Gita is flowing towards this understanding, this intimate relationship of the Supreme Lord, this intimate understanding of the Supreme Lord. And Arjuna's intimacy is explained over here by this word, this Kamal Patraksha. And of course, in this, praise, he's building up his request. So when you request once, twice, keep on praising, then a person might do something, or a person might listen to us. So a constant series of glorification, is going on. And then in the third shloka, he's saying that, evam etad यथार्थत्वम् आत्मनं परमेश्वरं द्रष्टुम् इच्छामि ते रूपम् ऐश्वरं पुरुषोत्तमः. So he's saying that, O greatest of all personalities, O supreme form, though I see you here before me in your actual position, as you have described yourself, I wish to see how you have entered into this cosmic manifestation. I want to see that form of yours. So he's actually, requesting the Supreme Lord that, please show me, that form. I want to see that particular form. And I desire to see something. What do I desire to see? I desire to see your Rupam Aishwaryam. I desire to see uh, uh, your Aishwarya Rupa. So Krishna's manifestation before Arjuna is actually in the Madhurya Rupa, right? And that is the intimate form of Krishna. And Krishna is describing his Aishwarya, that how he's destroying all the existence and how he's pervading in all the existence. And then he's saying that you are Purushottama, best of all the personalities. Because see, in the ninth chapter also, if you see, Krishna says that Pashyame Yoga Aishwaryam, which is actually referring to this opulence of Krishna. And he's manifest in this creation, by which we can come to know that, yes, we can connect to Krishna, and how Arjuna wanted to see this Aishwarya Roop. So I wanted to see that, Arjuna is saying that I wanted to see that form by which you are pervading all your existence. And that is why Arjuna, he wants to see the Virat Roop of Krishna. So then next he says that, this is the fourth shloka. So ahead he says that, Manyase yad yadi tachakyam maya drishtumiti prabho yogeshwara tato me tvam darshayatmana avyayam. So he's saying that, if you think I am able to behold your cosmic form, O my Lord, O Master of all mystic power, then kindly show me that unlimited universal self. So, of course, he's making a request over here, and he's telling Arjuna that, he's telling Krishna that, please show me your form. So, here Arjuna is also expressing his humility. And see, what is the difference between humility and pride? Is that uh, uh, that humility will beg. अब भीख मांगते हैं मतलब, please give me Krishna, please give me, oh Gurudev, please give me the power to chant. So in humility, what you're doing, you are begging. And you will wait also. You will have utsa, you will have nishcha, and you will have dharya also. You will have that patience also to wait. But in pride, what will you do? You will keep on demanding and you will complain. So the moment we start complaining, Krishna, why with me only? Krishna, मेरे साथ ही ऐसा क्यों? So then that is, you could have given me something better. मतलब पूरी दुनिया में आपको देने के लिए मुझे यही मिला क्या? So this is actually, arrogance and pride, damba, you can say. So when we are proud, we think that we deserve something, and when it is not coming, then we demand. That is pride. So see, in the beginning also, the devotees in the West, okay, they had done something very amazing outreaching programs, and they had spread Krishna consciousness. And they were thinking in 6 months, the whole world will be chanting Hare Krishna. And also they were thinking that in 6 months, we will be able to see Krishna. So, so once, no, His Grace Hayagreef Prabhu, he approached Srila Prabhupada. And he said that, see, I'm chanting and following the four regulated principles from the past 6 months, and I still have not taken the darshan of Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada that time, he became very grave and uh, becoming grave, and he told him to read one verse. Okay. And then he said that if you think I am qualified, so will not decide our qualification. Krishna will decide the qualification. Nobody can decide, our qualification other than Guru and Krishna. So the desire is very good that I want to see Krishna and I want to serve Krishna. But the devotee does not demand. We are servants. We want more and more reciprocation with him. And we like to be ecstatic and we like to be delighted and we like to get his darshan. But demand for his darshan is not appropriate for our bhakti. And that is why Arjuna is requesting here for his darshan. He is in a humble mood and he is begging. And because of this, Krishna will actually, show his universal form. Let's go to the next sloka. Oh, now the Supreme Lord will start over here. So in the Subodhini, what they have written over here is, let me just read it out, okay? Arjuna humbly requested Krishna to show the universal form. He didn't demand. One can understand the unlimited Lord when he reveals himself gracefully, not by one's own mental speculations. So now Supreme Lord will start speaking, because see, in many different religions, the sages got this vision. Like for example, in the Muslims, the Muhammad has this vision in which he met all the previous, prophets, uh, Jesus, Moses, Abraham, and he's supposed to see that face of Allah also. But what actually he saw is that when he saw, God is not described in the Quran. Jesus is said to be the Son of God and in touch with God. But what was the nature of those interactions? It was not spoken much. So, this manifestation of the Supreme Lord, which is described in this chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, has few parallels also. If any parallel in the religion literature of the world is there, so many sages have experienced Krishna in the history without doubt. Right? But here the experience is not inner experience. Here the experience is of an outer vision. Right? And that vision is not an imagination. It is a revelation. Krishna out of his own accord is revealing, अपनी मर्जी से he is revealing Arjuna his universal form. So Krishna is revealing, and how he is, the universal form. This is what he is revealing, and how is the universal form means, and how it is related to our will normal understanding. This is what he is going to reveal. So that is why he is requesting, right? He's saying that. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Pashyame Partha Rupani Shat Shato Shat Shatasho Atha Sahasra Nana Vidhani Divyani Nana Varna Ritini Cha. So he's saying that the Supreme Person of Godhead said, my dear Arjuna, give me a second. O son of Pratha, seen are my opulences, hundreds of thousands of very divine and multicolored forms. So he's saying that Pashyame, you see my this particular form, right? And then he's saying that because Arjuna was told that there is not one form, there are many forms in it. Within this universal form, there are many forms. So, and that is why he's saying that Sahasra, thousands of forms are there. And Nana Vidhani, varieties of different forms are there. And these are Divyani forms. All these forms are what? Divya forms. And in the universal form, they are forms of different colors also. So see, when uh, we see not only from eyes, but we see from our intelligence also. Like a person like who is blind from birth, but when they get eyes from that particular surgery, what happened in their life, or that knowledge is proceeding from the familiar to the unfamiliar. So Arjuna is going to get a vision now, for which he is having no prior connection. He does not have to make a prior connection to this. So nobody has seen anything like this earlier. Bhagwan, and of course, this is also pastime of Krishna, that this he has not done with any other devotee. Na bhuto na bhavishyato. He's not done this pastime with any other devotee except with Arjuna. So, uh, so through these basic verses, Krishna is going to give Arjuna some, you can say, a framework by which he will be able to see now, the Virat Rupa of the Supreme Lord. So Krishna is going to give him a pre-description of the view that he's going to show. And अभी अभी sometimes ना अभी आप देखने वाले हैं ये. So Krishna is going to, अभी now you're going to see this. So Srila Prabhupada is mentioning that Arjuna wanted Krishna to exhibit his universal form for the general people to believe, right? Because this universal form is a temporary form of the Supreme Lord in this material existence. Hai na? It is not an eternal form which is situated in the spiritual world. Like, the other forms. So, this material nature is manifested and the unmanifested. So, this universal form is manifested and unmanifested also. दिखाते भी है और ले भी लेते, उसको गायब भी कर देते हैं, like. So devotees are Krishna, they say, that are not very eager to see this universal form. And there are two problems people think. Those who are ordinary to be God, and those who take God to be an ordinary person. Those who are ordinary to be God, है ना? अरे ये क्या व्यक्ति गॉड बनेगा, ये तो कितना साधारण सा व्यक्ति है. Yeah, there is another side of people where who take God to be ordinary. Oh, God is very ordinary person. Like if you see, when we try to distribute a book to an Indian, बोलेगा हाँ मैं कृष्ण को जानता हूँ. I know Krishna. Or if you try to give him a Bhagavad Gita, हाँ I know Bhagavad Gita. I know Krishna. But you know Krishna, you thinking that Krishna is your next door neighbor, you know, but you don't know Krishna in full. How much are we living by Krishna's instructions that they don't know? And that is why Bhagavad Gita, needs to be distributed to them. So, what, uh, so this is the sixth shloka. पश्ययादित्यान् वसून् रुद्रान् अश्विनो मारुतस्तथा बहुनि अदृष्टा पूर्वाणि पश्यान् पश् पश्चान आश्चर्यानि भारत. So best of the Bharatas, see here the different manifestation, the Adityas, Vasus, Rudras, Ashwini, Kurmaras, and all the other demigods. Behold the many wonderful things which no one has ever seen or heard before. So, um, yeah. So this is what he's saying, that this form nobody has seen before, and this form I am showing it to you because you are a dear devotee of mine, and this is the reason why he's showing his universal form to Krishna. So I'll just end my talk over here. If anybody has any questions, doubts, queries, you can ask me. We'll stop at the sixth shloka. Okay. Anybody has any doubts, queries, questions? Okay, if nobody has any, we'll just call for the day. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Bhagavad Gita ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai. Hare Krishna, Hari Bol.